with my love, Nate, and by big request, we are going to be making our falafel burgers. If you guys watched my skiing video where I skied for the very first time, we made falafel burgers at the ski lodge, and so many people wanted to know how we made them. So we decided that we wanted to have falafel burgers tonight, and we're gonna film it for you, so stay tuned. All right, we have everything set out, ready to go, and I am going to be chopping up some of the items that we're going to put inside the wraps. We're gonna be using iceberg lettuce, but that's in the fridge right now. We'll bring that out when we're ready to make the burgers. But I'm going to slice up the tomatoes. I'm going to peel the cucumber, dice up the green onion, and thinly slice the radishes.
Ooh, yes, and you're doing the ribbon cucumber.
Yeah, ribbon cucumber to
ribbon
go
cucumber.
in the burger.
Yeah, we could even probably do ribbon carrot too.
Ooh, we could. We might need to grab one from the fridge. And then we aren't going to do the avocado just yet because we want it to be nice and fresh. So we'll be chopping this one later with the red onion.
Because you know how avocado gets a little funky real quick.
We want it to be super fresh. So we'll save that because the falafels are going to take about an hour in the dehydrator. So we'll do that later. And I'm gonna prepare the carrot, celery, and cilantro for Nate, who is now going to make the burgers.
So you guys, if you don't have a food processor, living this lifestyle, eating predominantly raw, a food processor is so key. It makes things so much faster when you're trying to chop up, do like big batches of salsa, or big batches of cauli rice. Although Lissa has a video of where she does cauli rice in the VITAMIX, and that is a pretty cool technique as well. So food processor is basically just, we're going to be using the S-Blade. Thank you. So we've got the carrots. What we're gonna be putting in the food processor first, we're gonna be doing 2 chops. The first chop is gonna be the onion, the garlic, and the jalapeno, just to get them finely minced. And then we'll be adding the rest of the ingredients and do one final blend. So let's get this onion rocking here. We're just going to peel the outer layer, of course. We don't want that skin on there. And now this is quite a bit of onion. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use all of this onion. This is kind of a small onion. We're making probably about 5, we might be able to get 4 patties. So I'm just gonna be safe and just go with half of the onion. I just quartered it up. You know, looking at that, I'm actually not gonna be scared. I'm gonna use this whole onion.
I actually really like dehydrated onion. It tastes so good and it smells amazing when it's dehydrating. So I'm with you.
So good, I'm glad you are. So jalapeno, you guys, what I like to do is I like to top it, and then I'll take a spoon or something rather that's small, and you can just kind of twist it around and you can pop out that whole seed chunk.
Pro tip.
Boom. Now be careful when touching the jalapeno. You want to definitely keep your hands clean because you go up to touch your face and you might have a hot face. So jalapeno is in there. We're going to be throwing the dates in there as well. For the garlic, one cool tip, you got the skin on the garlic, you can just crunch it with your knife. And because it's going to be chopped up, it doesn't need to look pretty. So the skin just falls right off when you give it the smash. So knife smash, skin just comes right off, so nice and clean. Ooh, that's actually got 2 cloves. You know how like they grow 2 right next to each other, and then the second one has the skin on it? Okay, so we're going 3 cloves of garlic here. Boom, so there we go. We've got the dates, the garlic, the jalapeno, and the onion. Those are all ready to be minced. Just pulse it a couple times. We're going to real quick just get the stuff that is along the edges with the spatula pushed back down in and just give it one more shot of a pulse.
Good! And what I'm doing over here is this is a great tip for people who are going to be, say, going skiing and taking their stuff. We're preparing it now, and we're just going to put them into little Tupperware containers. You can use glass, Tupperware, whatever. But that's what I'm doing, just so you know that you can make this and take it on a picnic or whatever. You just have everything available in your
Makes it so nice, because if all of your stuff is prepared, it's just like so fast to put something together. Literally, like we'll make a salad. If it's all prepared up, it's a minute and 10 seconds, and you have a full salad, delicious. But of course, this process here is where it takes a little bit of time. You just gotta prep. And then these carrots, sometimes it is nice to give them a little skinnier chop, so it's just not so hard on the machine to be busting these up into little chunks. One thing you can do if you like is to grate them. Grated carrots, it just makes it really nice, blends up really nice. And this is, of course, also going to be giving the falafel kind of a little bit of the moisture that we're gonna need for forming that patty. Now these patties, you guys, you can eat directly right after it's blended, but it'll be more of a pate. And what we're gonna do is we're going to be throwing them on a dehydrator sheet. We've got an EXCALIBUR 9-tray dehydrator, an amazing piece of equipment.
If you guys wanna see the one that we have, this pink one here, you can find the link in the description box below. We'll also be sharing all of the tools that we use in the description box, so if you see anything you like, head on down there.
Definitely, so good to have these tools. These tools are an investment. They may be kind of high priced right off the get-go. I think we paid a little over $200 for this food processor. You can find stuff like this on Craigslist or eBay, secondhand style. Some people get into, eating a little healthier, and they're like, you know what, I haven't used my food processor in years, I'm gonna sell it. And you can pick them up for $50, even cheaper. The EXCALIBUR dehydrator that I have, which is actually this very dehydrator, we just have Lissa's pink door on it. I picked up for $125 off Craigslist. I did have to drive 2 hours to get it, so 4 hours round trip, but it's over $500 for that machine, brand new, and I've been using it for 3 years solid, no problems, no hiccups. Okay, you guys, so we minced up the dates, the garlic, the jalapeno, and the onion. Now we're gonna toss in all of the other ingredients right now, and we're gonna get it into that pate and throw it on the dehydrator sheet. Hold your breath. Carrots, celery, cilantro, hemp seeds, sesame seeds,
Oh my goodness.
sprouted sunflower seeds, cumin, the oregano, the garlic herb seasoning, the smoked paprika, and now we're ready. Keeping it all nice and clean. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get it going. We're not gonna pulse this one. We're gonna keep it on. And what I like to do is I like to actually shake it to get the stuff to kind of fall back onto the blade, because it eventually just kind of pushes out to the side. Starts to just kind of get stuck. Now, you shake it. Now, real quick, we're gonna stop. We're gonna use the old spatula trick just to make sure we keep all those goodies right down in the mixture.
In the mixture.
In the mixture. Okay, let's get it blended again, and we're gonna give it a good shake. There it is, you guys. Done. Done and done.
Smells amazing.
Gosh, that's so good. I love it.
It's gonna be a good dinner.
Look at that.
By the way, I also want to mention that the sunflower seeds we soaked for about half an hour beforehand, and we also have some cashews. We have a cup of cashews soaking right now. It's best to soak them 4 to 6 hours to get the best effect of the sour cream, because we're going to be making tzatziki to put on our patties.
So say you're going to be making this for lunch that day, right? You wake up in the morning, first thing you want to do, soak your nuts. Soak those nuts right away. That way when you come down to, say if you wake up 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you soak those nuts. Come around 10 o'clock, you make your patty. 11 o'clock, you make your pate to form your patties. These only need to be in the dehydrator for about an hour and a half. And you're gonna flip them after 45 minutes. These ones here have a good amount of moisture, but they will dehydrate pretty quick. So we'll say if you're gonna eat lunch at noon, by the time these are done out of the dehydrator, your nuts have been soaking for the perfect amount of time.
Exactly.
Literally all you do is just you throw in your raw cashews in a jar, some purified water, some distilled water or whatever on top, throw it in the fridge. You can leave it on the counter, and you can rinse them a couple times, but you don't necessarily have to rinse them until you're going to mix up your dressing. So it's cool to soak those nuts right away. All right, you guys, so this is ready to go here. So I'm gonna get this tray here so I can show you guys what we're doing. This is what's up right here. We're just gonna toss this right on to the dehydrator sheet. Now, you can see there's still a little bit. Be careful with your S blade, those things are sharp. They bring a new meaning to the word sharp. Gonna scrape off the rest. Look at it, got it all prepped up. Now, of course, it is so handy if you have your kid or your spouse or your friend helping you, because look at how fast. I mean, the two of us are working together as a team and all this stuff's being chopped up. I'll hand that to you, thank you. Now, you guys, this has got some pretty good moisture in it. Look at that, it's just like a big old pile of goodness.
And it smells amazing.
Okay, so we're going right in. You guys, I'm doing 4 patties because why not? You know, that way we'll each have 2 and they'll be a little bit bigger. So we're just gonna hand form these just as we would back in the day doing a burger. Most people have hand formed a burger, or maybe they haven't, and it's a cool effect. But like I was saying, you could make this same kind of pate, and you could do kind of like you could flavor it however you like. This just happens to be more of a falafel style because of the seasonings that we put in there. Look at that, you guys. I mean, boom. Now these are gonna dehydrate up to a really nice consistency. You know, you could definitely dehydrate them too long to where they become really kind of harder and chewy, but we wanna make sure that we kind of keep an eye on them. I find that really an hour and a half seems to work like perfect every time.
At about 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And you can play around with different amounts because not everybody's dehydrator is necessarily the same.
That's
Some
true.
people don't have an EXCALIBUR, and maybe the fan and the airflow is a little different for certain ones.
Very
so it depends on your dehydrator, but typically 110 Fahrenheit for about an hour and a half is a good average.
So true, yeah, definitely. Yeah, each dehydrator is a little different. I used to have like, I don't know if it was a Sunbeam, it was a round one, and it had like the center core was hollow, and the air blew up from the bottom rather than across all the trays. So the stuff on the very top wouldn't be as dehydrated as the stuff on the bottom.
Yeah.
But it still worked. That's what I used before I got the EXCALIBUR. I just decided to invest in my health and get good equipment. So there we go, you guys. 4 patties. We're gonna throw these into the dehydrator, and
Yeah, now we've got everything
she's prepped up.
ready to go to make our burgers and our sauce. So invest in yourself. Now we're gonna put these in the dehydrator, and we will see you back to finish our meal. All right, so we're back. It's been about an hour and a half or so, give or take, and we're ready to put together our falafels.
Yeah.
So this part, I am going to be chopping up the fresh avocado and fresh onion, while Nate makes the tzatziki dressing.
Yes, the tzatziki dressing. All right, so you're gonna cut those, and I'll get blended over here.
Yes.
Okay, you guys. So what we did was we drained and rinsed the cashews that have been soaking from this morning, and we're gonna put those in here. Lissa has a, oh, here we go, drum roll. Pow! Oh, such a good,
That's a perfect one.
such a good feeling. Such a good feeling when you crack open an avocado and it's like, perfect. All right, so we've got the cashews in there. They're soaked, they're rinsed, ready to go. Okay, now we're gonna want some apple cider vinegar. This is essentially a sour cream dressing, but we're going to be adding what's different from the sour cream. Sour cream would be a little apple cider vinegar, a little onion, a little lemon juice, and some water. And to make the tzatziki, we're gonna be adding pepper and dill and cucumber. That's literally all that makes it into the tzatziki. So here we're gonna be doing like 1/4 teaspoon. I'm gonna do just a smidge more. I'm gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Let's get our lemon juice in there. We've got here these delicious Meyer lemons. Have you guys ever had a Meyer lemon? Oh, my grandma grew Meyer lemons in the back of her yard, and it always brings me right back to childhood. It's a really cool juicer, you guys. We'll link this in the description below. It catches all the seeds. What else are we throwing in this guy? We're gonna get the onion in here, and this onion, probably gonna be doing just 1/2 of this little onion. We won't fill it up with onion. So just 1/2 of this little guy. What I like to do is I like to cut it in 1/2 and then even cut it in 1/4s just to kind of help the blender out, make sure those pieces are blended up so super nice. Okay, and the cucumber's next. All right, throwing those chunks of cucumber in there. We're gonna throw some fresh cracked pepper.
It's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah.
And here I am going to extremely thinly slice these red onions, so we're gonna put them in our burger.
Extremely thin. I love it.
Extremely thin.
Love it. All right, and for the dill, what do we got? Maybe like a tablespoon of dill. I like a lot of dill. Oh, so good. Okay, there it is, just like that, tzatziki. All we need to add is some water into this guy. Would you like to blend that up?
I would love to. I'm only going to add a small amount of water to this. You can add as much as you want, depending on your consistency. You can always add more, but you can't subtract.
Yeah.
And you are getting a lot of hydration from the cucumber, so be very careful. Use the tamper if you have a tamper for your blender. But yeah, just use your discretion. We like it to be a little thicker.
And we're also going to be actually making this one just a smidge thinner because we want to put it in this cool little squirt bottle so we can squirt it onto our sandwich or our burger. So while she's blending that up, I'm going to prepare this head of lettuce. This is iceberg lettuce, and I like to cut off the end, and I'm just going to cut it right in 1/2. And each side we have the buns, basically. All right, let's do it. So look at there, just taking off the outer. This right here, boom, perfect sandwich.
Oh, I'm so excited for these. All right, I got this blended up.
Ooh, it smells so good. Okay, I'll just pull this off and then I can pour that into our little mixer. So there we go, you guys, some buns. This iceberg lettuce, so key for a delicious burger. It's got a nice crunch to it. And there's actually quite a bit of nutrients in iceberg, surprisingly. I grew up always thinking that iceberg lettuce didn't really have much, but after you chronometer it in, you can actually see that there is quite a bit of nutrients in there. Now that we've got the tzatziki whooped up, let's see if we can get it in here without getting too messy. Oh, that's such a nice consistency.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, and we have extra for a salad later.
Yeah, and we've got little jars.
Ooh, that's good.
We love our mason jars. We just use these and we can take them to work with us or camping. Just use those.
So good. This is my ultimate favorite spatula for the VITAMIX. It's the OXO brand. We'll link in the bottom, the description in the bottom on where you can order these guys. It's so handy because it gets right in there around the blades so nicely. And with these dressings, they're so delicious. You don't want to waste any. You want to get it all. So that's where these spatulas really come in handy. Another tip, what's so cool with raw food? There's no oil in here. Literally, you can pretty much just rinse this out. It's done clean. Thank you, my dear. We will save this dressing for a little later. So good.
All All right, we've also got that cilantro that I'm going to chop up so we can sprinkle it on top of our falafel, and we have sprouts too that we're going to add.
Yes.
I'm just going to rinse these off while Nate starts getting ready for the burgers. Ooh, we need the burgers.
Let's get those burgers out of the dehydrator. Ooh, those look good. All right, you guys, we got these patties out. Check these bad boys out. This is some real delicious action. So good.
They're perfect consistency.
And they're like warm, you know, because of course they just got out of the dehydrator. So what we'll do is we'll start off with one. I'm gonna throw these other ones back in the dehydrator while we do up one of these sandwiches. We're really hungry, so we want to eat one as soon as possible.
Right now.
All right, you guys, so let's build this bad boy. So good. So we've got our lettuce buns. And one thing that we can do is we can start off, you could build these however you want. What we like to do is we like to start off with a little dressing down in there. We'll throw the patty right on. Bam. Oh man, this is looking so good. Okay, a little more dressing.
Ooh, let's do avocado next.
Yeah, okay, good idea. I like that idea.
Avocado.
Beautiful. Look at this delicious setup. All right, sprouts. And these, you guys, look at these cucumber ribbons. Ah, so fun. So delicious. Cucumber is such a great hydrating fruit. And man, it's so cool how we can cut them different ways to make it more fun to eat. What do we think next?
Let's do tomatoes.
Tomatoes? Okay. Let's see. Let's go with thinner slices here. All right, we're gonna go like that. Boom.
Red onion.
Red onions.
Oh my gosh. And then we've got some radish. Look at that. Radish.
So good. Another tip, you guys, these microfiber cloths, we picked these up at Costco. They're so awesome for wiping your counter down, drying off your hands. We'll use them to dry our dishes with, and then we just wash them. It's so cool because both Lissa and I used to use so many paper towels, because paper towels in a way are sterile. It's kind of nice to use a paper towel, not a dirty old cloth. But I think we've had this one, we've been going through this one paper roll. We've had this for 4.5 months because we bought a pack of these and we're just using those.
Yeah, they're so wonderful.
So nice.
Now we can do one last drizzle right here.
Cilantro as well?
Ooh, yep.
Oh.
That last drizzle.
Look at
Add
that.
a little cilantro to the top.
Dang.
There we
Dang.
go. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that right there, you can eat it just like that. We're gonna throw on this other bun and cover it up.
Ooh, look at that.
Cut it right down the center. Make sure we get it equal. I gotta take a peek. All right here. Okay, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, what?
Look at that. Oh, you ready?
I'm ready.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. This is better than the one at Steve Lodge. Way
It's
better.
fresh. It's warm.
So we seriously hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe to our channels to get notifications for more. You can click the little bell.
Yeah, and if you are just tuning in for your first time, welcome. Glad you joined us. We're striving to make daily videos, mindset shift videos, more recipe videos, fun in the kitchen, life vlogs, some exercise videos. Definitely.
Lots of good stuff coming down.
So yeah, like, subscribe. Also maybe leave a comment in the section below of maybe a video you guys would like to see us make.
Yeah, and what recipe videos you'd like us to make. If
Yeah.
you want to see more of us in the kitchen, let us know what kind of recipes you'd like to see. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Raw Food Romance. On Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance. And on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. Where can you find Nate?
You can find me on all the social media platforms. Raw Natty Nate. Yes. And until next time, you guys. Love you.
Falafel on. Oh my god.
Bomb, right?
Oh my god.
So good when it's warm.
More. Oh my god. Or do you want to make another one?
Let's make another one.
Yeah.
We need some pictures.